Hi, today I want to talk about the list. Uh, you remember, or you might not, first video I made on this channel was about my list for 2011. And I don't like to call it a bucket list, and I don't like to call it New Year's resolutions, because I just don't like those phrases. But recently I've had a couple of people ask me about how I come up with the things to put on my list, and suggestions on how they can figure out what to put on their list. So I thought I would take this opportunity to talk a little bit about that and also give a little bit of an update on the progress of my own list for this year. As for advice of how to come up with things for your list, this is my second year doing this, and the reason I did it last year is I wanted to have fun. I felt like I wasn't having any fun, that everything I was doing was about, work or future, or, like where am I going with my life? What am I doing for progressing towards? What am I progressing towards? And I wasn't having any fun. I wasn't having any fun now. All I was doing was worrying about everything that may be, or is going to be, or could be, or might be, or will be, and there was nothing, I wasn't doing anything to live now. And that, I didn't like that at all. So I wanted to change that, and this I felt like was a good idea. I had originally wanted to do 100 things last year, make a list of 100 things. People make bucket lists for, like 100 things they want to do in their lifetime. I didn't want to do things to do in my lifetime. I wanted to do things that I want to do now. Because, there's things I want to do in my life, but I want to do stuff now. And I want to make memories now. And so when I was typing up my list last year, when I was making my list for 2010, I got stuck around number 30. And I couldn't think of nothing else, and I was like, okay, let's cut it down to 50. 50 things for 1 year, that's good. You don't need 100. So I picked 50, and I made my 50, and I did 26 or 27 of those 50 things. And there were things on that list I had actually expected to do last year that I just didn't do. I was going to buy a car last year. Well, I didn't buy a car. I didn't make enough money to buy myself a car. There's a couple other things on there. There were things on there that were easy that I could have done that I just didn't do. So when I decided to do this year, plus last year, I made my list in March last year, so I lost 2 months, which doesn't seem like a huge difference, but it's a big difference. 2 months is a big difference. But anyway, when I decided to make this year's list, I made it, January 1st. Technically, I made it December 31st, not January 1st, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. I decided to make it. This is a really good piece of advice, I guess, if you want to make a list. And just remember, it's never too late to do it. If you want to make a list, you don't have to make a list. It sounds so official, making a list, but if you want to do something along the lines of what I do, it's never too late. You can do it, in January, or you can do it in October. You can do it whenever you want to do it. There's no rules to it. In fact, when I do things on my list, sometimes I don't do them exactly as I had planned or written them down, but I still count them because it's my list, so it's my rules, and it's all about you. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So this year's list, I picked things that I want to do anyway. Things that things that I want to do, things that I've meant to do in the past and never got around to. Sometimes a couple of the things are organizational things that I want to do, but I just never do. And by putting them down, by writing them down, for me anyway, it sort of gives me that extra little bit of oomph to really do it. It's kind of like a reminder to me to do it. Also, things that I want to do that I just don't think I don't think I'll ever do. I don't know if you hear my cat growling at my other cat. What are you doing? Who's growling? Well, you know what? She was there first. Jetta, what is your damage? Jetta. She was there first. Just because you want to sit there too doesn't mean you can growl at her. Because I don't need to complete the list. I really want to, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to. There are a couple of outrageous things on there, in my opinion, that I don't expect to do, but I will seek them out if I have the opportunity. Because I would like to do them. Other advice... Jetta? Other advice about things, ways to pick things for your list. Things you already do, or you've done in the past. Things you've done in the past that you've stopped doing, but you like doing them. Like, on my list I have start running again. I like running, and I used to run, and then I got hurt, and then I stopped running, but I'd like to start again. That's on my list. You know, it's a simple, easy thing, but it's something I want to do this year. And I'm reminding myself to do it by writing it down. I'm not going to forget. And it's not a super complicated process, you know, making your list. And, I mean, it's all your own rules, is what I'm trying to get to here. So, you don't have to have 50 things. You could have 20 things, or you could have 30 things, or you could have 10 things. Or you could have, 200 things. You can have anything you want, and it can be anything you want. One of my things is do the laundry more often. Stop waiting until I'm completely out of underwear before I do my laundry, and which I haven't done yet. I still wait. But, it's February. It's almost the end of February. I got 10 months to do my laundry. That's how I feel. See, if I don't start doing my laundry sooner, by my middle of December, if I start doing it then, it still counts. It's my rules because it's my list, and it's fine. You can do whatever you want, and as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter what it is.